Hello and welcome everyone. This is Type V3 with a gunplay review of the 1 to 144th scale, high-grade Scramble Gundam, the star mobile suit at the center of Gundam Build Fighters Island Wars. This all-original Build Fighters kit is comprised of 14 parts. There's 12 main plastic runners, a set of polycaps, and a small sticker sheet. The build itself is shockingly simple. It's not juvenile by any means, yet it's definitely on the beginner level side of things. In fact, if it weren't for the additions of the clear blue parts, I'd say it was downright boring. On a related note, use caution when cutting out the orange pieces, as they are highly susceptible to awful nub marks. All in all, an experienced modeler should get the Scramble Gundam snapped together within an hour. Straight assembly complete, and I've got some mixed feelings on the presentation of this mobile suit. At first glance, you have this large, chunky Gundam, but after looking past the imposing silhouette, you're left with what's frankly a pretty basic appearance. The Scramble Gundam is essentially two colors that aren't interestingly woven together. Top half orange, bottom half white. Furthermore, the shade of orange, while bold, is just wrong. It should lean towards more of an amber hue, instead what we're given is a tangerine, and it comes off very cheap looking. As for the proportions, I feel like the body has been slightly elongated, especially in the lower legs. The Scramble Gundam could do with some extra width. On to the finer details, and well, these are mostly washed out by the large swaths of solid colors. The clear blue parts save the overall appearance, although make no mistake, this looks like a lower grade Gunpla than it actually is. Of course, this means that there's plenty of opportunities to highlight and add details, or at least you would think so. Panel lining and filling in vented areas are the number one addition that will give the largest visual benefit. If anything, that will get the HG Scramble looking like its animation model. However, one could argue that the original design of this Gundam isn't all that great to begin with, and that it might be worth it just to go for a complete custom overhaul. Regardless of the decision, this is not a kit that should be left in its out-of-box appearance. For articulation, there's a double ball-jointed neck, limited waist swivel, and limited torso bend. Arm polycaps swing forward and are on a ball joint. Shoulders swing outwards, there's both a bicep and forearm swivel, double-jointed elbows, and ball socket wrists. Front and side waist skirts have some mobility. The hip assembly rocks side to side. The hips themselves are on universal joints. There's a thigh swivel, double-jointed knees, hinged ball socket ankles with adjustable ankle armor, and a toe bend. Posability is okay. There's a lot of moving parts, yet the chunky design limits range severely. Accessories start with a pair of custom beam rifles and beam saber effect parts. The rifles simply get clamped onto the forearms of the Scramble Gundam. They can also be rotated for a forward firing position. As for the saber parts, these get attached to the hilts which are stored on the Gundam side skirts. They offer the standard sword functionality. The final accessory is this oddly shaped mount. With it, you can access the Scramble Gundam's flight mode. It's a fairly simple process that involves spinning around the waist, activating the reverse knees, folding down the toes, spreading the wings, and attaching the beam rifles with the aid of the mount piece. The transformation is childish at best, and unsurprisingly, the completed flight mode is equally laughable. Now, I've never been a fan of transforming Gundams, and the Scramble is yet another fine example of why I think they're awful. This is a mobile suit on its face, and it's making no attempts to hide that fact. If you were to tell my past self that at some point in the future, the high-grade Build Fighters lineup would see a Zeta Gundam-inspired mobile suit equipped with the Destiny Gundam's wings and given an orange color scheme, I would have been ecstatic. Alas, that's not the case. Now, I'm not going to say I think the HG Scramble Gundam is a bad kit, but I'm certainly not fond of it either. For sure, it's got incredible display presence, and despite using the wrong colors, the hues are strikingly bold and easily catch the eye. It's definitely the type of kit that's aimed at a younger audience with its straightforward build, large size, and simplified feature set. For everyone else, however, the experience will be mixed. I love the idea of the Scramble Gundam. Unfortunately, the execution of this high grade is where it all falls apart. But that's all for me. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you when the wolf howls at the moon.